Greetings, horror fans, and welcome back to my Phantasmagoria. It's October, it's the month of Halloween, the leaves are falling from the trees, and spook is in the air, to put it in a blunt and not at all eloquent fashion. Yes, it is the month of spook, Spooktober. Scary month. And, as you probably gathered from my channel, the spookiest thing we focus on is vampires. Oh god, so much vampires. So many vampires? Shit, I'm keeping it in. I'm on a schedule. Now, obviously the most famous vampire is Dracula. I haven't really talked about him very much, have I? Which is a shame, because he is, as I said, the most popular Dracula. He's spawned a monetary Goliath that, much like him, can't actually be killed. Every time you think it's over, something new comes along. We thought it was over, and then there was the first Bela Lugosi one, we thought it was over, then the Christopher Lee ones took over, and then we thought the craze was over, and then the 80s and 90s craze took over with Interview with a Vampire and Bram Stoker's Dracula, and we thought that was over. And then Twilight came along. I don't like Twilight.
You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
So, we have the Bela Lugosi capes, the plastic teeth, everything that we have, that we associate with vampires, comes from Dracula, really. But because of that, the myth has kind of been twisted by films. In Murnau's Nosferatu, which is a Dracula ripoff, Dracula is killed by sunlight, which is a thing that was never in the book. He just couldn't use his magical powers in the book. But because the things have been changed, we've kind of lost track of things, such as, what were his motivations? Why did Dracula do the things he did? And now the obvious answer is, to survive, blood, to expand, that kind of thing. But was there more to it? Possibly. Now, I'm going to be quoting heavily from an essay that's in the back of my copy of Dracula called Why Does the Count Come to England by John Sutherland. Now, a lot of this stuff I'll be quoting directly, a lot of the stuff I won't, some of it's me, some of it's him. It's kind of a mixture of both. I should mention that up front, a lot of the things I'm saying comes from this essay. Now, why is Dracula remembered and some of the older ones not? Like, I've already talked about The Fragment and the adaptation of that, The Vampire, review coming in early November, and also the Carmilla and Varnia the Vampire, how come they aren't remembered as well as Dracula? Well, because Bram Stoker combined those older ideas with his own experiences in theatre and a sort of new psychological approach, where basically he took the reason that the book Dracula has so much of fear for people and anxiety is because it's basically an invasion story. Think about it, in the War of the Worlds was released the same year. It's a story about a foreign menace that cannot be killed coming to English shores, and that strikes fear in people. It's one of the inherent things that it causes. Now, Bram Stoker's Dracula wanted to be, as in the film Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, wanted to be loyal to the book. They wanted to remove the whole killed by sunlight thing, which is such a good thing. Filmmakers love doing that, the sudden surprise of the sunlight and then melting, that sort of thing. Coppola didn't want to do that. He wanted to make it much more accurate, but he missed out on something. He didn't get why Dracula came to England, so he added in that he thinks Mina is the reincarnation of his wife. This is silly. The key to reading Dracula and kind of understanding it is, think about all the contemporary for the time, things that are mentioned. The gramophone that Seward records his diary on, the fact that Harker takes pictures with his Kodak, things like that, and a blood transfusion, which had only been discovered the year before the book was made, which is why all these guys are giving Lucy their blood and they're not bothering to check for blood tests, because blood types hadn't been discovered yet, but blood transfusion had. So all these contemporary things are stuffed into this book, but Dracula has none of it, as in the character Dracula. Dracula, the character, hates modernity. He can't read shorthand. He destroys the shorthand letter that Jonathan has. He refuses to go by steamship. He goes by sail ship to England, and he never has his boxes transported by railway. It's always gypsy caravan. which kind of sets up his dichotomy with Van Helsing, because despite Van Helsing being an old man, he is modern, he has new ideas, he's a scientist, he's not superstitious. It's kind of science versus magic, old versus new, modernity versus medieval Gothic ideas and feelings. To quote the essay, a demon from the Dark Ages pitted against men of the 1890s armed with Winchester rifles, telegrams, phonographs, modern medicine, and science. Because Bram Stoker specifically makes Transylvania very old and not very modern, whereas England is completely up to date, trying to emphasize the difference between Dracula's world and the humans' world. When we first encounter him, Harker realizes that Dracula's learned English from reading books, and I'm going to quote from the essay here again. Books of the most varied kind, history, geography, politics, political economy, botany, geology, law, all relating to England and English life, customs, and manners. Basically, Dracula doesn't want to just visit England, he wants to conquer it. In Transylvania, he doesn't actually kill that much. We only see it happen once, i.e. the baby and Jonathan, when he wants to. Whereas in England, he's doing it left and right. And he's he's spawning more vampires, blood of my blood. He turns Lucy into the Bloofer lady. We don't see him really do that. He just has his 3 wives back in Transylvania. So we can kind of extrapolate from this that he wants to spread his evil seed throughout England and conquer it and control it. And we see that he travels by boat, which is incredibly risky for him because in the book, drowning is the other way to kill a vampire. Almost surefire way to kill a vampire is drowning and stake to the heart, or knife to the heart, which is how he's killed. But we basically see the reason he came to England is that England is the most technologically advanced nation within the world of the novel, is the most technologically advanced nation in Europe, and the one with the most modernities, and it's the kind of one he hates the most, and therefore the one he wants to go to the most and destroy the most. It's about him wanting to rip out the heart of modernity and go straight, cut the head off the snake, if you will. And that's the reason why he wants to go to England. Not because he's fallen in love with Mina. No. He wants to destroy modernity. He wants to get rid of the thing that is anathema to him. He wants to destroy it completely. And that's something that people often miss from Dracula when they're making films, because they just make him want blood or love someone or whatever. They kind of miss the point. And I didn't really get it till I read the essay, and the essay just made perfect sense to me. Now I have quoted it heavily a couple times, and I hope that's not too irritating. That last bit was was just my own kind of thing. Sorry if I'm talking very fast in this video, my camera's low on battery, and I have a bus to catch. Yeah, also this video is probably under 10 minutes, like I said, because I'm going so quickly. So yeah, Dracula. Stalling for time, bum bum bum, stalling for time, boo-ba-doo, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, stalling for time. And I really want to get a video out because it's October, and I said I'd be doing a Dracula series in October, and I am. Next week, I think I'm doing top 10 versions of Dracula, i.e. The different actors that played him and the way he's written in different films. So subscribe for that, and yeah, watch some of my other videos, like this video, and always remember to rip the heart out of modernity. This is all done in one take, so if it's pretty bad, I apologize.